Stop the scroll. You're about to dive into the most chilling, censored, and politically explosive scandal to hit China's elite circles in years. On September 11, 2025, Chinese actor and heartthrob Yu Menglong plunged to his death from a Beijing building. Authorities called it a tragic, drunken accident. We call it the official story designed to silence a much darker truth. This isn't just a celebrity tragedy, it's a political earthquake that has rattled the very foundations of power in China. We're going past the official police report to show you the alleged torture, the money laundering trail, the chilling last text message to his mother, and the terrifying reason why his death has high-ranking Chinese Communist Party, CCP, officials terrified. You'll see the extraordinary lengths the state went to cover it up, the rumors of a USB drive surgically retrieved from his body, and why a beloved actor's final moments became a symbol of systemic corruption. Stick with us, because the truth they don't want you to know is a jaw-dropping look inside the dark, untouchable world of China's ruling elite. On the morning of September 11, 2025, a silence fell over Beijing that was colder than the autumn air. It was the silence of a truth violently snuffed out. The news ricocheted across Chinese social media, momentarily stunning the nation before the censorship machine whirred to life. Yu Menglong, the 37-year-old actor and singer, star of hits like Eternal Love, was dead. He had fallen from a building in Chaoyang district. The official story, swiftly deployed by his management and seconded by Beijing police, was simple, tragic, and utterly dismissive of the public's intuition: an accidental fall due to intoxication. No foul play, they insisted. The case was closed. But for millions of fans, and crucially, for the shadowy figures in China's most powerful political and financial circles, that simple narrative was not a closing statement, but a panic-stricken effort at a cover-up. The ensuing public outcry, the torrent of unverified but terrifying leaks, and the sheer desperation of the state's censorship efforts revealed a monumental truth: Yu Menglong's death was not an accident. It was the catastrophic, public collision of the dazzling world of celebrity and the lethal, unforgiving world of CCP elite corruption. And the secret he supposedly held was powerful enough to bring down titans. To understand the terror, one must first understand Yu Menglong. With his elegant features and gentle demeanor, Yu was one of the most recognizable faces in the lucrative Chinese entertainment industry, boasting over 26 million followers on Weibo. His fame made him a national treasure, but in China, immense fame is often a double-edged sword. It grants access to unimaginable wealth, but also to circles so powerful, so ruthless, that escape is rarely an option. The timeline of his last hours is where the official story first begins to fray. On the night of September 10, Yu was reportedly at a dinner party at a friend's apartment in Beijing. This wasn't a casual gathering. According to unconfirmed reports that spread like wildfire despite heavy censorship, this was a function that put him in the orbit of high-ranking political and financial big shots. These are the figures who quietly move billions, whose connections weave into the highest echelons of the Communist Party. They are the unseen hands that often control the contracts, endorsements, and even the careers of major celebrities. Around 2 a.m., Yu retired to a separate bedroom and allegedly locked the door. By 6 a.m., his body was found on the ground floor. The police's swift verdict, accidental, no criminality, was a red flag to a population long accustomed to official narratives that shield the powerful. But the leaks told a different story, one of a party that was less a social gathering and more a predatory, high-stakes rendezvous. Whispers of sexual coercion, abuse, and refusal to comply with powerful patrons flooded the dark corners of the Chinese internet. The allegations painted a picture of Yu Menglong as a victim who, according to a now famous, alleged last text message to his mother, felt controlled and feared for his life. "They may come and kill me anytime. I'm not joking and I'm not hallucinating." This chilling line, allegedly a final, frantic plea, transformed the narrative from a simple celebrity death into an international political scandal, suggesting a man trapped not by alcohol, but by forces he couldn't name and couldn't fight. The deepest point of terror for China's elite lies in the alleged reason for the cover-up. Yu Menglong was not just a victim, he was a potential whistleblower. Conspiracy theories are rampant in China, especially in high-profile cases, but the specific, visceral nature of the rumors surrounding Yu's death is what makes them so profoundly unsettling. The most mind-blowing and terrifying scene allegedly played out after his death, becoming the central motif of the scandal. The most shocking and widely circulated rumor, reported by various overseas media outlets citing anonymous sources and alleged audio leaks, is that Yu Menglong's death was not the end of the operation, but the beginning of a desperate scramble. These reports claim that a secret, crucial piece of evidence, a USB drive, was not on his person, but allegedly surgically retrieved from his abdomen by those who found him, to destroy what he knew. While Beijing police have vehemently denied the entire spectrum of rumors and detained individuals for fabricating and spreading false information, the sheer horror of this allegation, a brutal, surgical search for evidence on a dead body, is what has seized the public's imagination and given the power circles their greatest fear, the narrative of the tortured martyr. What was on this alleged USB drive? The rumors coalesce around one central theme: money laundering. The entertainment industry in China is notoriously intertwined with vast, illicit financial networks. Celebrity contracts, especially in high-budget dramas, are often used as conduits for illicit funds, bribery, and tax evasion for powerful political figures and their business allies. Yu Menglong, a top-tier star, would have been privy to the intricate financial dealings of his agency, production companies, and the shadowy patrons funding the entire operation. Another alleged text to his mother highlights this financial terror: "Every time I see the money they transfer, I vomit. That money isn't earned by me, it's dirty." This is the information that sent a shiver down the spine of the CCP elite. Not just knowledge of a few corrupt officials, but evidence of a systemic network of hundreds of millions, perhaps billions, of dollars being funneled through the state's most high-profile cultural products. If this evidence existed and were to leak, it wouldn't just ruin careers, it could expose deep factional corruption at a time when the central government has prioritized public purges under the banner of anti-corruption. The reaction of the Chinese state and the power circles it protects was less the calm dismissal of an accidental death and more the frantic, total war response to an existential crisis. This is where the terrifying implications for China's power structure become crystal clear. Within hours of the news, the term Yu Menglong became one of the most heavily censored topics on Chinese social media. Weibo purges, posts discussing discrepancies, rumors of foul play, or references to the USB drive were systematically wiped. Tens of thousands of comments, posts, and even certain fan accounts vanished into the digital void. Media silence. State-controlled and even ostensibly commercial Chinese media outlets adhered to the single, approved narrative: accidental fall, intoxication, no criminality. Any deviation was suppressed. Deplatforming. Reports soon emerged that Yu Menglong's image was being scrubbed from promotional materials for unreleased dramas, and his presence on some streaming platforms was curtailed. This act of damnatio memoriae, erasing the memory of the dead, is a profound act of official fear, treating the deceased star not as a tragic figure, but as an active political liability. The authorities' most significant act of counter-terror was the detention of multiple individuals for spreading rumors. The police report, which detailed the fabricated nature of the rumors, inadvertently confirmed the very existence of the darkest, most terrifying claims by having to explicitly deny them. They detailed the detention of 3 women, surnamed Zheng, Yuan, and Shu, for fabricating stories like Yu was hung from a high building, had his fingernails pulled out and his abdomen cut open before being thrown from the building. The surveillance footage was deliberately destroyed, a powerful force was behind the action. While the state branded these individuals as rumor-mongers seeking attention, the fact that the state had to publicly and forcefully clamp down on such specific, brutal details only amplified the public's suspicion. This desperate show of force was not aimed at protecting the public from misinformation, it was aimed at terrorizing the public into silence regarding the alleged involvement of high-ranking officials. Yu Menglong's death is not an isolated incident. Its terror for China's power circles is amplified by its striking, grim parallels to other controversial celebrity deaths, particularly that of actor Qiao Renliang in 2016. Qiao Renliang's death, officially ruled a suicide due to severe depression, was also met with widespread public suspicion and rumors of abuse and torture tied to powerful patrons in the entertainment industry. The common threads between the two cases: high-profile young male actors, official rulings of accident suicide, and rumors of abuse, torture, and a connection to shadowy, wealthy circles create a terrifying precedent. For the CCP elite, the fear is twofold. Asterisk exposure. The immediate threat is that the truth of one corruption case will unspool the entire network of patronage, sex, and money that underpins much of the Chinese entertainment and financial world. The fall of one actor could trigger an investigation that leads right to the doorsteps of the Politburo. Asterisk public rage and loss of mandate. The broader, long-term threat is the public's loss of faith. When a popular, beloved celebrity is openly suspected of being tortured and murdered for political reasons, and the state's only response is censorship and intimidation, it feeds the simmering public outrage against elite impunity. The willingness of fans to defy the Great Firewall and keep the scandal alive on overseas platforms shows that the traditional tools of control are losing their grip. Yu Menglong's accidental fall became an unofficial term for the violent, extrajudicial disposal of any person who threatens to expose the secrets of the Chinese ruling class. He wasn't just an actor; in his death, he became a symbol of resistance, a final, tragic message scrawled across the landscape of China's controlled narrative. The terrifying truth is that for the elite, the power to kill is less important than the power to define the killing. The massive, panicked scale of the cover-up proves that the official verdict of accidental fall was less about convincing the world of Yu Menglong's intoxication, and everything about concealing the identity of the powerful hands that pushed him. The legacy of Yu Menglong is not his filmography, but the enduring question his death has posed to the nation: who is truly untouchable in China, and what will they do to stay that way? We are diving deep into Part 1, The Shining Star and the Shadowy Dinner. This is the crucial 24-hour period that saw the glamorous facade of the entertainment world violently ripped apart to expose the rot underneath. Yu Menglong was at the peak of his career a national heartthrob, the face of millions of dollars in endorsements. His social circle was the ultimate double-edged sword, a glittering landscape of stars, producers, and the untouchable patrons who funded it all. The night of September 10, 2025, started with an invitation to a private gathering in a luxury residence in Beijing's Chaoyang district. This wasn't a standard, public industry event. According to persistent, uncensored reports, this was a private patronage function, code for a night where the powerful pay for access, silence, and compliance. The guest list wasn't just fellow actors, it was a who's who of Chinese elites, a mix of high-rolling real estate magnates, powerful studio heads, and individuals with deep, undeniable ties to the inner circles of the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, the real power brokers. The ambience, witnesses claim, was one of oppressive opulence. Expensive baijiu flowed like water, but the mood was less celebratory and more coercive. Yu Menglong was allegedly not there by choice, but by obligation, bound by contracts, debts, and the unspoken, terrifying rules of the game. One of the most disturbing, unverified pieces of evidence to leak involved a seemingly innocuous social media post. Rumors circulated that one of the attendees, perhaps a lesser celebrity or aide, posted a selfie from the party. The selfie itself was harmless: smiles, drinks, glamour. But look closer. In the polished reflection of a glass cabinet or a decorative mirror in the background, a shadow was allegedly visible. A faint, distorted image that the viewer had to squint to see, a silhouette of a person, possibly Yu Menglong, in a state of distress, or even worse, tied up. The post vanished within minutes, scrubbed from the internet faster than a secret report. But for those few who captured the screenshot, the image became a horrifying cipher, the ultimate confirmation that the cheerful veneer of the party was a front for something violent and dark. It's the perfect, chilling metaphor for the entire scandal. The darkness of the elite, momentarily visible in the background of their own self-aggrandizing reflection. This single, fleeting image suggests that the ordeal started hours before the fall, locking the narrative onto a path of foul play. At approximately 2 a.m., Yu Menglong reportedly retreated to a guest room and locked the door. This act, reported even in the initial, now deleted paparazzo posts, is an act of desperation, a final attempt to create a fortress against his powerful tormentors. It was during this brief window of solitude that he allegedly composed the series of messages that have now become the scream heard around the world. These weren't texts of a drunken man saying goodbye, They were the terrified communications of a person confronting mortality for a secret far bigger than himself. Imagine the actor, the star of countless romantic dramas, trembling as he types the words to the one person he trusts, his mother. "Every time I see the money they transfer, I vomit. That money isn't earned by me, it's dirty." The financial terror. "I must say goodbye now, mother. They may come and kill me anytime. I'm not joking, and I'm not hallucinating." The existential dread. This isn't just an actor fearing exploitation, this is a whistleblower trying to archive his final testimony. The dirty money reference is the smoking gun, allegedly tying his fate directly to the massive illicit finance and money laundering schemes that the power circles used to sustain their wealth and influence, often concealed within the budgets of the very dramas he starred in. His knowledge, not his body, was the threat. The ultimate, blood-curdling scene that has defied all official censorship is the alleged existence of a video and audio leak from the moment of the fall. Unverified reports claim that a neighbor, or perhaps a hidden camera, captured a video showing a struggling silhouette at the apartment's window, not a casual stumble, but a frantic, violent battle against being thrown. This visual is allegedly accompanied by an audio recording a piercing, anguished scream that tears through the silence of the early morning. While police have suppressed any such evidence, the rumor suggests the scream wasn't the sound of an accidental slip, but the sound of murder in progress. And then comes the final, most terrifying line from the alleged audio, heard immediately after the sound of the body hitting the ground. "Get the USB from his body. Now." This single, alleged directive is the moment the star's death pivots from a personal tragedy to a political assassination. It suggests that the perpetrators, realizing the evidence, the dirty money trail, was not destroyed, resorted to the most desperate and brutal measure to retrieve it. It transforms the final minutes from a fall into an immediate, post-mortem surgical hunt for a confession. This is the scene that has Beijing's power circles terrified. Not the death itself, but the possibility that this brutal, desperate, final act of retrieval was witnessed or recorded, exposing their savagery and their panic to the world. They can control the news headlines, but they cannot erase the terrifying mental picture this story has burned into the public consciousness. I know. You have chills. The official story is a paper-thin lie, and the truth, if these leaks are even half real, is a horror movie starring China's elite. If this deep dive into the shadow world of Chinese power and celebrity has captured your attention, you know what to do. Hit that like button right now. It's the only way to help push this controversial story past the censors and get the truth out. Comment below. I need to know your thoughts. Which scene, the trapped reflection, the desperate text, or the USB retrieval directive, is the most mind-blowing and terrifying to you? Drop your theories and your outrage in the comment. Share this video with everyone you know, and if you're not already, subscribe and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next exposé on the secrets the powerful try to bury. Let's demand transparency.